how's it going, everybody? This is Kylie from the Talkoffame podcast, and today we're talking to Mario. He is a 22-year-old actor, music artist, and content creator. He was born and raised in the Dominican Republic, and from a young age, he was always had a deep appreciation for the arts. Mario began his journey in the entertainment industry where he was featured in an independent film. He made his move to the United States in 2023 to pursue his dreams, and he is literally doing just that. So far, he has released two singles, one of which he was presented on a billboard in Times Square. He truly enjoys collaborating with other artists and brands, making the most out of his social media presence. Mario prides himself in his presence, courage, and determination and believes everyone should shoot for the stars. Thank you so much, Mario, for coming on the Talk of Fame podcast today. We are very excited to have you on today.
Thank you for having me here today with you. I'm so excited because um, I like to talk about like everything that happening with me, my life, my music, and yeah.
I love it. So we have really tons to talk about today. But to kick start off, like how has like your journey been since moving to the US to pursue your dreams and in New York, and how what have you kind of faced any challenges or surprises since then, since moving to the US?
Okay, the first thing I can say is the language. Like my
Hmm.
native language is Spanish. As you can see, my accent is a little weird, and when I came here, I supposed to know how to speak English, but you guys speak a little bit different, like the way you guys pronounce. I was like, I don't understand anything. That was one of the biggest challenge I had when I first come here. But I always knew what I want. Like I wanted to go United States. I want to pursue my dreams, and everybody keep telling me like, if you go to New York City, if you go to New York, everything's gonna be easier because there's a lot of opportunities for you over there. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then when I came here, the language was different, like really hard for me to understand when I first come. But now I'm used to that, and I can understand like better than before. And also like the culture, everything is different, like different food. Dominican Republic is a tropical country. It's never cold, and here when the winters come, it's so cold for me.
Hmm.
But I'm getting used to that already.
Yeah, like with New York, it's literally always so cold during the winter. I go there often when it's winter time, especially because it's very nice during the winter, which I recommend going down during the winter time. It's literally so beautiful, but also so damn cold. Like I can't stand it. That's the worst part about living on the East Coast is literally the
Yeah.
cold that we face during the winter. But with coming to the United States, our basically our native language was always English. Of course there's a lot of Spanish people here in the US. Depends what part of a state or whatever you go to. It depends what type of place you go to, but there's a lot of English people, and even with me living in Pennsylvania, I literally see a bunch of Spanish people around here. Like there's a lot of people that speak Spanish. I'm just like, is our country turning into Spanish now? Like, because there's so many people trying talking Spanish. But also with going to different countries, a biggest thing I faced when I maybe go to different countries always the language. I literally took Spanish during my junior year of
But
high school. I
you
still
know a
can't
little bit.
understand it,
You
even
know a little
though
bit
I,
of Spanish.
but I'm
Did you
still.
know a little? Did you know a little bit of Spanish?
I only know like single words like the hola, like hi, like I only know no word like those type of words, but I literally can't make sentences of them. I cannot. If
No,
someone asks me, I literally cannot answer that for you.
but your Ola is good.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's literally the only word I can actually think of at the top of my head right now. I'm literally that serious. I guess the Spanish classes did not take me that far in life right now. So, congratulations to the teacher for teaching. But, of course, with you being born in the Dominican Republic, like how does, your background in the Dominican Republic inspire your art and your process today?
Okay, being honest with you, I'm coming from a poor family. Like I always wanted like to keep working hard all the time to get money to help my mom and all my family, to get a better place to live. And that background is kind of like my motivation to be here in the United States today,
Mm.
like working in my dreams, working in my actor career, my singing career, and yeah, it's kind of like my motivation. Like this is
Mm.
what I use when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, what is the reason for me to wake up early to go to work to keep working in my music? What is that motivation? And I think about my country, everything I left behind, my family. I'm always like missing my family, but I know like this is like one of the biggest reason that I'm here today working hard on it.
That's totally understandable. And I know with growing up and like that really causes some motivation is working hard. Like sometimes when I work a job or I'm working, I'm thinking to myself, like, why am I going to work? I should be sleeping like early in the morning. And that is honestly the big motivation I have as well, is that like to really pursue your dreams, you have to work your butt off for it. Like even though you don't want to. And I have those days, honestly, all the time where I just want to sit back and just sleep rather than working. But it really makes a huge impact in what your dream self and maybe a year or two in where you really want to be is really huge.
Yeah.
What were kind of like your emotions like getting your single on a billboard on Times Square? Like that is honestly huge. But what was that like for you?
Oh my God. If I tell you like I wasn't expecting my album cover on the Bible that night. And like because I was like I wanted to do it. I was like, oh, I want to get my album cover over there, but that wasn't in my plans that night. That was kind of like a surprise. And my friends told me like, hey Mario, look behind you. Look what's behind you. And when I was like, oh my God, what if my album cover do it over there? All my feelings were like I was so excited. I don't even have words to describe how good I was feeling that night. I also have like some videos of that night on my Instagram. Like everyone can see how my emotions were like crazy. I was feeling so good. I'm not gonna lie.
I know. Like honestly, if I got like a billboard on Times Square, I would honestly pass out and not remember it. Honestly, like that was honestly a big dream to have, especially having a billboard where thousands of people can see. Honestly, I would
Yeah,
die and would not like nothing's gonna top that ever.
that's right. That's right.
Like, did you ever recover from that though? Is the big question.
Actually, like every time I'm with my friends, I was like, "Oh, bro, do you remember the time that I was on Billboard?" And
Really?
they're like, "Yeah, yeah, I do. How to forget that moment?"
I know. Honestly, would do the same thing. Yeah, I'd be like, one of my friends would be like, "Hey, did you see me on the billboard one day? Did you see
Yeah,
the videos even though
like,
they were there? Like,
did
you
you
remember
see
that?"
that? Are you sure you already see it? Let me show you again, just in case. Look at it. Look.
Just in case you haven't seen it, even though you
Yeah,
saw it a million times, here you go. See it for the millionth time. Here you go.
yeah.
But you literally just came out with a new song called Ven. Like, how did you decide on the lyrics for Ven?
Ben, first, I'm gonna start like telling you what is the lyric about because I know that is in Spanish, and I'm gonna try to translate a little bit in English. I was like saying to somebody, like, there's a long time that I don't see you.
Hmm.
I look at myself in the mirror and I don't see you behind me. Like that
Hmm.
song is actually about somebody that we used to that she used to like a lot take photo of us in the mirror. She was like, "Oh Mario, come here to the mirror, let's take a photo." And now we're not together anymore. And I was like, there is a long time that I don't see you. I look at myself in the mirror and I don't see you behind me. uh
Mm.
Come do with me because Ben means come, like come here, come back, I'm waiting for you. And I was like, come do with me everything you want, I'm gonna love you in my own way. I know when we translate music from Spanish to English sounds kind of like weird. It's the same when we do it with English songs to Spanish, but basically it's about like telling somebody how much I miss her and what I want to do or would I do if she come back to me.
Oh my gosh, that is literally my song, bro. Like that's literally like my jam. Like that sort of songs I absolutely love. I'm like, even though I never experienced that, I'm just like, just experience it in a way that you never felt before. That's a big thing about music is that you are just in a different headspace when you listen to music, even though you never actually had it happen to you.
Yeah, yeah. Cause like I know everyone like some people like they create music with not inspiration. Like you can just create a story on your mind and say like, oh yeah, I'm talking about that, but it didn't really happen to me. I just want to like create something. But Besame, which was my first song, and this one, there's always like a true history behind. Like there's something that happened to me in the past, always motivate me to create a song.
I love it. So you made a music video of this song in Times Square, which I literally love. Like, how did you decide on like the concept of your music video event?
My name is Rey Mario. Just like put yourself in context. Like my name is Rey Mario. In English is King Mario. I'm supposed to be a king in my clips, and I was a king in the past. And so I was in love with somebody. That person comes to me and say like, "Oh, you and me cannot be together because your kingdom doesn't allow us to be together because I'm not rich." And then I was like, don't worry, I have an idea. I have a mirror that can teletransport to us to the future. And she said, like, no, I don't want to go with you to a time that you're not a king. Like, I wanted to be with a king, a rich king. And if you go into the future, you're not gonna be a king. And she left me. And then the mirror just teletransport to myself to the future. And this is when I come to Times Square. Like Times Square is like the best place that you can really show how the future looks like.
Oh, true, yeah. Like Times Square is like the best place to show your future, though. Honestly,
Exactly.
if I
That's
had
why.
a music video of something, it would be Times Square, no matter what. Like Times Square is literally magical ever. But with that concept, that is literally fire though. Like to have that, I'm like, imagine to see her again maybe 10 years later in the future and be like, honey, guess what? I'm rich now. Do you want me again? Even though I'm married? Like, just like show it off.
Yeah.
But to wrap this episode up, like, can you tell us any upcoming collaborations or projects that you have in the works?
Okay. Actually, right now I'm like trying to collab with some artists because this is like the second step. Like your first step is creating your own music and start creating context about it. That way you can get more streams. But if you find other people that you can collab with, somebody that is already like has some more stream than you can help him and he can help you.
Yeah.
And basically right now I'm working on like in a new album around 5 songs, and I'm trying to collab with different artists just to make diversify my music, not just like the same thing, not just always do the same thing. Always like try to create new new songs. Like I'm sorry if my English is like killing me right now.
No
I
worries.
promise you, I'm trying to do my best.
Hey, don't worry. That's the most important thing. Don't worry. But yeah, that is really great because of course with collaboration, it can impact both of you. One of my
Yeah.
favorite things is collaboration. So, collaboration can not only impact you, but really impact so many people, which is really great about being an actor, singer, or whatever, is that you can collab with so many people.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a son in English. I know English is not the language is my son's, but I have one in English with my friend. His name is Shane Appel. He's already famous. And that song is also coming soon in the new album that I'm working on. And he was like the first artist that I have collabed with in the past.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, we'll have to do another interview when the album comes out to promote it. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
But
I keep showing. I send it to you. I send it to you. I DM it to you.
perfect. So thank you, literally everyone, for listening. I hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Make sure to stay tuned for his album coming out soon. I'm sure it's gonna be so good. I'll make sure to share it once it comes out. But thank you so much, Mario, for joining us today, and really appreciate you coming on and taking the time, and also being so flexible with your schedule.
Thank you for having me today. I felt really good talking about everything with you. You you are a really good interviewer.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So thank you everyone for listening. Make sure like, subscribe, review, and see you next episode. And